Yeah, it looks like we're on. Welcome, guys. This is the part two of the September 13th sign Sidereal Astrology report. Yeah, part two. Solar eclipse coming up on the 21st, which is also right before the autumn equinox. So pretty interesting energies that are going to be flying around. So what I will do now is do screen share and we'll get down with the report. Well, this is the transits we'll go over later. Uh, Here are my notes, right? Now I want to bring you into a nice clear chart for the eclipse. What makes an eclipse? Solar eclipse is what we see during a new moon. Let me get my drawing stuff up. Hang on. So you have a new moon here, and we have a new moon in Virgo, which I don't know what tropical is saying. As always, I don't care. When you see a new moon and the node pretty close together, it's going to be a partial eclipse. From my understanding, it's going to be visible, um, I think in New Zealand, right? Partial, because it's pretty far apart. You can see the south node. But usually, what makes an eclipse is when you have a new moon and the moon comes in front of the sun, and that gets identified because of the node here. So the node is the path of the moon, and the ecliptic is the path of the sun. So when the path of the moon, because the moon and the sun, or the moon travels 5 degrees difference of the ecliptic. So when the ecliptic of this of the sun passes the nodal path of the moon on a new moon or full moon, that's when you get an eclipse. So here is a solar eclipse when when the moon blocks the sun. So we have that going on. I'm going to try to move this around. Hang on. We have that going in Virgo. And then I want to show you something pretty significant here. We have a Merkaba formation while this is happening. So that's kind of what the strength is of this chart. So it's two grand trines. You see here it splits a little bit. You have one coming here. Okay, so you have that, 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 and then the midheaven. So there's no planet on the midheaven, but I found that it was interesting to have the midheaven hitting Libra at the time when this new moon goes exact. And I want to just review my notes. Vision of my art realized, testing. Okay. So this is what I saw with this because if you can see this, let me get my disappearing pen. If this Merkaba is pointing to the midheaven, so pointing up. Libra, I like to relate Libra to the story of Ma'at, the Egyptian story of judgment, where they weigh the heart against the feather. And I'm looking at this and I'm seeing this is this is the vision of cosmic law and order. This is an interesting book that I have. In Search of Cosmic Order. This was a book that I bought in Egypt, and that's Ma'at. And this is the scene of Ma'at here with the feather. So this is in search of cosmic law and order on Earth. Because why? Because it's hitting the north node here. Saturn, Neptune. Well, north node Aquarius, Saturn, Neptune, and Pisces. I've been saying this is a spiritual maturity. This is, sitting in spirit and processing the journey and being okay with it. Then it hits Jupiter here in Gemini, conjunct Sirius. Sirius is the star Isis. And Isis is connected to Mary, which is Virgo. So this kind of confident, royal, achieved energy that I'm seeing here with this conjunction. And then hitting this place where there's no planetary influence but the midheaven in Libra. So all pointing towards Libra, cosmic cosmic law and order, balance with the cosmos. So that's that one part of the Merkaba. So what I wrote here, let me just check here my notes. It's realized. And why is it realized? Because wherever you see Saturn, this is realized. This is crystallized. This is of Earth. This is three-dimensional reality, chronos, time, limits. So this is cosmic order and balance realized on Earth, your spiritual journey on Earth realized. So that's a good thing. I like it. Now, from our perspective on Earth, in New York, East Coast, when this new moon eclipse goes exact, Pluto will be rising. It could be different for other people in different areas because of what you have on the horizon. But from our perspective, we have Pluto rising, but still, it's still hitting Pluto even if it starts to move. But I just find it interesting. Pluto rising in Capricorn, Capricorn being ruled by Saturn. So this is about, again, Pluto is the shaman. Pluto, we know, is the planet that moves in to the dark realms to bring out the light. And later on, I'll show you through more aspects that Pluto will destroy, and it is going to destroy possibly what doesn't serve what's ready to go. So, but in this case, for this Merkaba, we see Pluto, the shaman, in Capricorn. So taking responsibility of being a shaman, which is going into the darkness, pulling out the light, destroying what doesn't serve, and recreating, continuing to create. And why do I say continuing to create? Is because it hits Virgo. Virgo is the primordial mother of all creation. And most of you know, we've been having an amazing journey with Virgo in the Notre Dame cathedrals of France, realizing the power of the primordial mother. I was just having a conversation this morning. Somebody was saying, what did you take away from this Virgo journey you guys have been on? And the realization that this image of God that we have is usually a man with a white beard, and he's responsible for all creation. That's how we grew up. But if you studied Virgo, the Virgin, the parthenogenesis birth, the virgin birth of the divine archetype of our solar deity, which is Christos, Imhotep, Ophiuchus, Quetzalcoatl, Viracocha, all those gods that come from them. So she's the first. She's the one that gives birth to. So she is God. And I'm like, oh wait, Virgo is God. It has to be, right? Because she gives birth to firstborn. So this is Virgo new moon. Remembering South Node. Leo is where the South Node is, the heart fire, the heart desire to give this birth, to bring this creation into the world, into life. And of course, Mercury is there, the messenger. Mercury is sending and delivering messages, the messages of creation. And when Pluto and Mercury hit, it reveals hidden information. So, hidden information that needs to come out. Then down here to Uranus, Uranus conjunct Alcyone, the Pleiades. Uranus and the Pleiades, awakening starseed messages. The cosmic family awakens. So, be a part of a bigger cosmic order, right? So that's what I see for this Merkaba. So let me check my notes. Testing the powers. Yeah. So I said testing the powers of destruction and creation. That's the Pluto and Capricorn energy. It will seek out um, damage. Um, like example, during this COVID situation, Pluto and Saturn were conjunct. and I was predicting that there will be a breakdown in a system, a system that doesn't work, that doesn't function, a diseasement. And obviously, it came out to be breaking down of a big global system, and other things happened that weren't good. But so now Pluto and Capricorn is almost the same thing. So this is the opportunity we have for this Merkaba. So this eclipse. So now let's erase this. So now I want to check this out because whenever I hear destruction, I get a little worried. I get a little bit like, okay, hold on. What's going to be destroyed? How is it going to be destroyed? Because destruction is never a fun thing. It's a bit scary. So now it's good to break it down, right? So here's a T square. It has to do with Chiron, Mars, and Pluto. Okay, so now I want to look at this. We know for a fact that when Mars and Pluto get together, I call this the ultimate annihilation, the ultimate warrior of destruction. Because Mars, the god of war, um, Pluto, the god of destroying the illusion, and Chiron, the wounded healer journey. This is the test. And this is why I say with this new moon eclipse in Virgo, because Virgo is takes the chaos of the cosmos and births it into matter. And it's an ugly scene. Birth, it's amazing when you talk about it, but have you ever seen a birth? It's pretty intense. But from there comes the creation of life. So, Chiron, where are you with Chiron? I think this is going to be the main thing here. The wounded healing journey that you're on. Identify where your Chiron is. That's going to tell you what will be triggering you to destroy or create. So are you destroying from, let me check my notes because I take good notes, or I think I do, um, to destroy from the healed or the wounded place. So are you destroying from a healed place or are you destroying from a wounded place? And you have to sit with that because something will be destroyed. So I have a personal journey that I'm doing a destruction right now. And it's from a healed place. It's from a place of me being whole and healed and knowing my true value and saying, that's vampiric, that will die. And I'm in process now of just annihilating something right now. So when I saw this, I said, oh shit, it's happening. So are you doing it or are you doing it in a rage and like you got wounded and you're going to retaliate and you're going to destroy? Well, that's not good. So if you feel something needs to be destroyed, sit with it, find find the healing in it, destroy with love, destroy with self-love. Find out where your Chiron is, what it's working, where it's working, and tune in with that because that will get triggered. That's where the trigger is, right there. Okay. Um, okay, moving on. We have a lot of situations here. We just did this one. T squared. Okay. This is good too. T square with, let me find it. Oh, galactic center. Okay. So the new moon eclipse is going to be T square, the galactic center. So we saw that trine was hitting Ma'at, right? That's cosmic law and order, balance. Now this is hitting Ophiuchus, galactic center, which again, no planet there, but the energy frequency. So again, spiritual maturity and then destruction and creation, the primordial mother energy, destroy and create, bringing in the energy, testing, getting tested from the 13th sign, the sun, the offspring of the divine feminine primordial mother goddess, Virgo. So being tested. Where's your spiritual maturity? While you're destroying what's not serving, coming from a place of being healed and destroying what keeps you or is attempting to keep you in the wounded space. What are you destroying? So yeah, it's pretty real. Um, so that's that T square. Okay. Now let's move along. See what else I got written there. Okay. That's pretty much it. Other than I like to identify this, right? So we have that Merkaba, and it's nice when you see the Merkabas. It's these are grand trines, right? Oh wait, where's my other pen? Okay, so you have that one here, here, comes down here. I like to look for what we call the kites, and what you'll notice, I'll just do it on this one kite. So to work in harmony, you need if you notice, oh, it's great. So if you don't know, I'm back in my office now in my hometown, Healing Waters, and a lot of life has happened here for me. And I spent time with my mentor, who, if you know me, you've seen pictures of him, old man Patrick, Gnosis, Gnosis. He's in Gnosis leadership, and we were talking about you need opposites to be able to function in this world. And we were discussing that Gemini opposites, Pisces opposites, Cancer, constellation opposite. There's always an opposite. Opposite is what makes things move. So friction, opposition can seem like conflict, but that's what makes things move. So when you look at this Merkaba, the upper Merkaba and the lower Merkaba, these kites connected. So it keeps the the opposing energy fields moving. And this is the story of the yin yang, right? It's a circle that moves because it's the opposite energies, and the opposite energies is what keeps it in motion. So when I look at a Merkaba, I try to identify if there's kites, because what that's telling me, this is a fully formed Merkaba. And there's a little gap here. So I like to look at gaps because ideally it should hit here, but it doesn't. It hits the south node, doesn't hit the moon. So sometimes I look at the gaps and I say, okay, that's an opportunity. And of course, it falls on the eclipse, the opportunity. There's going to be an opening there of this enclosed, fully formed Merkaba with the kites. So that's the opportunity is the eclipse. I think it's to understand creation and destruction and finding the creation energy while you have to destroy um, and create. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on. Um, if you notice, every single thing in this chart touched. Every single thing touched. Every single thing had an aspect that was bigger than just sitting on its own. So this means that this chart for the eclipse is fully activated, the full activated uh, cosmic chart. I love it. It's great. Um, except we got Venus hanging out here. It's interesting. The most important planet in this, we're talking feminine, Venus and Leo, Sekhmet. This Sekhmet. There's a T square as well. Okay. Interesting that I missed that. Here we go here. T square with again this Ma'at. Now, oh wow. It's great. That's why I love doing these videos because I always things just pop up as I'm in my flow. Okay, so Uranus, Pleiades, Venus, Leo, Sekhmet. This is the lioness goddess who is, you look up her story. She is the loving mother. Be believe it or not, she is when Imhotep. So Imhotep, if you've been following work, Imhotep is actually a Fucus in Egypt. When Imhotep becomes deified as a god, which is pretty much the only normal, how do you say, the only mortal human in Egypt to be deified as a god, which is the same story as all of these Christos stories that relate to the 13th sign. Um, when he was deified, his mother was Sekhmet, and his father was Ptah. Um, so the mother, again, mother, primordial, she's a primordial goddess mother of Egypt. She's a destroyer. Her story is look up the story. There's like this war going on, and in retaliation, she destroys armies. In order to subdue her, they actually pour wine into the Nile River because she thinks it's the blood of her enemies because she was ravaging beast destroyer, destroying their army. So she thinks that that's the blood pouring down the river. She drinks it and she falls asleep. So that's how they sedate her. That's the only way they can calm her down. So T square with this Ma'at, with Uranus, a lot of frenetic energy. Uranus is always that like unpredictable. So I would say definitely, I think this is the key right here. Literally, it's a key, right? Chiron. That frenetic energy, where is it coming from? Wounded or healed? Wounded or healed? You're going to lift the tables and flip everything up from a wounded place or a healed place. Where is it coming from? So I think this is a major, major test. The whole chart is just testing. So this eclipse is going to be a testing eclipse. So good luck. um, I'm already in it, so I know where I'm going. Let's have a look at some transits. I want to just see what's brewing. Move this over. Hang on. Kind of got this toolbar here. Ah, I don't think you can see it on your screen, but just move this. Okay. All right. Let's see what's up here. We got we got the Uranus, sextile Neptune, Uranus, trine Pluto. We saw so all of that's in motion. Mercury kicks up pretty much about now. You can see Mercury is kind of gearing up and is triggering all the planets, opposing the Saturn Venus, the Saturn Neptune conjunction, trining on Uranus, trining on Pluto. Um, Mercury. Did I say Mercury or did I say Neptune? All right, so I want to see where I want to pull this up here. Hang on. Uh, where is Mercury now? Give me a sec. Where do we got Mercury? Okay. Put my mouse here. Mercury is fast moving. That's another thing. Okay. Mercury. Where is? Okay. It is in Virgo. Virgo. All right. So it's getting ready for the Virgo messages. Yeah, it's going to be in Virgo the whole time as it's doing all of its passes. Okay. So that's okay. That's good. So you'll be receiving the messages of creation, which is what we're going to want. We're going to want to see the bigger picture. Um, I'm interested in the Mars Pluto annihilation energy, which is, well, the square is going to go exact pretty much on the solstice. The 22nd is what they're saying the solstice is. So that goes exact on the solstice. So that's good because after well, it's approaching during the eclipse. So I would keep an eye out for that as well. That annihilation. But it's going to go exact. It looks here like on the 24th if you want to keep that date. Um, Saturn Uranus trine Sun. I mean, Sun Uranus trine Sun Uranus Pluto trine also on the 23rd. That's the Sun's in Virgo. Okay, so I'm just looking for some trigger points. This I want to see this Mars opposing Chiron. I'm interested in that because that's some fire right there. So Virgo, yeah, Mars Virgo Chiron Pisces. Um, we're in it right now as I'm doing this video. So we should be feeling, like I said, I'm in it. Maybe most of you are in your um, I'm healed or I'm wounded, I'm going to destroy. I would advise definitely jump into the healing energy of what you are about to or need to destroy. Not from anger, but from fierceness. From also, Mars, right? One, if you study with me, one that's I am is self-preservation, um, self-love. Okay, that's it. All righty. Yeah, we'll be in the loop. I'm around. I got classes going on, things going on. So you know how to find me, find me. If you don't know how to find me, figure it out. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.